Hey, welcome to Roleplay Cafe. It's day 3 of RPG A Day 2025. The prompt is Tavern. It's kind of made me laugh when I hear it. You know, Tavern, you think everybody traditionally starts in a tavern or, you know, the breaking point of. But Tavern to me, in my own personal experiences, uh, in my career of role playing back in the day, first started to. It started to be have a little trepidation for me to approach that way, and it was from a specific incidents, and it has to do with like uh, carousing, right? Which back in those days we would, if we found a place to stop in between adventures on travels, most everybody at the table was more concerned with uh, refitting and outfitting themselves and getting resupply of equipment and whatnot. And we were all very business-like. We would go get a room, go shopping, get things done. It was a moment for us to resupply, and that was all it was. Well, we had one guy in particular. Um, I think he was kind of a lighthearted guy, and he wanted to. He's like, I'm brushing the dust off my off my boots, and I'm going to get a drink. Like, this isn't something that would actually mean anything mechanically in the game, just narratively. So he was. I remember specifically when that happened. He went off to the tavern. He said to go get himself a drink. And while we were okay, and we're doing what we're doing, and the GM's like, okay, you're at a tavern, and what we thought was going to be a stopover, right, ended up being a whole side quest of carousing misadventures. He had approached, it was like the Three-Step Song by Leonard Skinner. He approached somebody and would have these dialogues with NPCs in the tavern, specifically prompting and trying to get with whether the bar wenches or somebody that was in there, and then would end up getting in a fight and whatnot. And the people were the authorities were called, and threw him in jail, and it ended up being where we had to set a grain silo alight and tie things to the bars and a whole wagon and team of horses and pull it free to have him come out. And we left town, with him hot on our heels, and tried to escape and all this stuff. So what we thought was going to be a regular stop ended up being like a whole uh, series of unfortunate events and misadventure side quests that we didn't plan on, but it felt like so it was a little bit. It was something for me to uh, contend with and put into prospect. That was part of my journey in the difference of play that started with me, being for more in character as character narrative play, and not to say that that individual was an embodiment of that, but still, that was he was looking from the perspective of of the traveler, of one of the groups of our party. No, I've been on the road for we just got out of this going carousing. So where games like I think Dragon Slayer has the carousing role, and when you can summarize that and keep it brief and succinct. Um, this, with him, it was always like opening the Pandora's box of, you didn't know what you were going to get. So, but those memories were made and stick in my mind, and I can laugh about them. And if we're not playing the game, to have those experiences, then what are we really playing for? And I don't mean necessarily just side experiences, but that's why, to me, I guess the importance of playing from your character's perspective, and you don't really know where that leads, but in their mindset, from their point of view, and what would motivate them or prompt them to go in certain directions, then you're not considering the whole in the whole of what role playing could potentially be and afford you if you turn a blind eye to that, right? And keep it mostly mechanical. At least people play in different ways, but that kind of, to me, slightly cracked open that door for in character as character play. So, um, yeah, more fuller, richer experience, and certainly more of an experience where you is spontaneous and you didn't expect it. I think most of a lot of what I remember are stuff that came at me sideways that wasn't pre-planned for us or didn't seem contrived, or you go, I didn't see that coming, and it sticks in your memory. Anyway, uh, the Tavern is what I think got that going for me. All right, y'all take care.